Please, please, please tell me you're not just letting your crypto sit there on an exchange or on a cold wallet, not getting you any interest. Man, you're just letting your crypto live there rent-free. While I'm over here earning 6% interest on the low end. That's right, low end. In some cases, you can be earning 30, 40, 90, 100, 200% interest on some of these coins. And I mean, look at this. 0.05% APY. That's just the national average. I think my bank is getting me 0.01%. But the fact is, just by simply moving your funds from one place to another, you could be earning 6% interest, even up to 12% based on which coin you have. I mean, are you kidding me? That's such a massive difference. If I pull up my calculator and I do 12% divided by 0.05%, that's a 250 times difference in interest that you could be getting. So in this video, I'll be showing you all the different ways you can get interest and all the different interest rates spanning from 1.54% all the way up to 345.81%. And there's even protocols that allow you to leverage what you have to get an even higher interest rate. So stick around to the end to see all the different types of ways that you can get interest, which ones are the lowest risk and which ones are the highest reward. So let's start off with Nexo. This one is my personal favorite. I've had the best experience with them, and they're super easy to set up and get started, and the UI is really simple and easy to use. And if you're in the US, they're one of the only services out there that's not a DeFi that you can actually borrow money from. And talking about the differences between DeFi, which is decentralized finance, and CeFi, which is centralized finance or traditional finance, is outside the scope of this video, but basically it's a little bit more complicated to use DeFi services or DeFi protocols, so I can and will be discussing that more in depth in other videos. And I will be making a step-by-step tutorial video, I'll link it down in the comments below, on how to create a Nexo account and set it up and transfer funds from an exchange to the Nexo account. So like I said, if you live in the US, you have to earn in kind. And if you live outside of the US, you can earn in Nexo. You lucky non-USers. I'm moving out. Where are we going, babe? Bali? So this will be a pattern that you'll see often, is that people in the US can't do some of this cool stuff that other people can do. But this is cool in the fact that you can earn 2% more here. And not only do you earn 2% more, but Nexo, when I first started using it, the Nexo token has gone up from 20 cents to, what is it now, like $1.80. So that's almost a 800% increase, or 9 times your money. So Nexo is limited to these coins that you see here: USDT, USDC, PAX, TUSD, DAI, HUSD, and those are all stable coins. And stable coins are coins that are backed by fiat. So in this case, is backed by the US dollar. So 1 USDT equals $1, and it tries to stay really close to that price. So what I mean by that is that a USDT could be $1.0002 or something like that. Obviously, it has Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Binance, EOS, Chainlink, Stellar, Tron, and PAX-G. So these are the coins that you're limited to using Nexo. And with all of these different savings accounts and protocols, you're going to get your interest back in the crypto that you put in. So if you put in Bitcoin, you're going to get Bitcoin back. If you're going to put in USDC, you're going to get USDC back, and so on and so forth. And that's the same for all of them, unless you decide to earn in Nexo. So on to Celsius, as you can see, it has the same as Nexo, where if you receive it and sell token, the Celsius token, you get more interest back. And if you click on United States here, you can see that we're on international right now. Clicking on United States, Bitcoin actually went from 4.7 or something to 6.2% what it was in sell. So there's the advantage there if you're in the United States. But basically the in-kind reward is you're receiving it back in the crypto that you put in, just like Nexo. And the cool thing about Celsius is that it does have some coins that Nexo doesn't offer. So for example, I have my synthetics in there and my Matic. And look, it has even Aave, UMA, blah, blah, blah. You can go on here and look yourself. I even put my Uni in there. And you can do a little side-by-side comparison as well. So some things that you should consider when using Celsius is that, one, when you put your funds in Celsius, you have to specify what the withdrawal address is for that token. And that actually is a 24-hour process. So if you're going to do that, make sure that you do it as soon as possible. Otherwise, if you're trying to pull out at a certain time, you might be too late because it does take 24 hours. And also, if you're withdrawing more than $30,000, the time will also be longer. So it could be anywhere from the same day to 2 days afterwards. So you have to think in advance when using Celsius if you're trying to sell it sooner rather than later. Also, you can see here that Celsius is mobile only, so there is no website that you can log into, while Nexo does have a website. And then on the BlockFi, as you can see here, there's different tiers for Bitcoin. So if you have less than 2.5, you're going to get 6%. Greater than 2.5 Bitcoin, you'll get 3%. ETH is 5.25%. Litecoin is 6.5. USDC, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't have too many options here. So that's why I just stick to Nexo and Celsius. Those are actually the two that I have. And then we go to crypto.com. So this P.A just stands for APY. So if you have CRO, which is the crypto.com coin, then that's how much you can receive in CRO. You can see here there's supported coins, 4.5%, 3%, 1.5%. And the thing to notice is that there's this 3 month, 1 month, and flexible. So that means that you actually have to lock up the tokens for 3 months. Here you have to lock up the tokens for 1 month. Here it's flexible. And that's another thing that I forgot to mention is all of these different websites, they actually give you interest at different points in time. So for example, Nexo, I actually get interest every day, once a day. With Celsius, I get interest once a week. BlockFi, I'm actually not sure how frequent you get them from BlockFi, and I'm not sure how frequent you get them from crypto.com either. But that's something to keep in mind. You actually have to lock it up for 3 months for you to get this percentage interest rate. On Gemini, it has a ton of different interest rates for a ton of different things. If you don't want to move your coin somewhere else, then if you have Gemini, that's great. You can just put it in here and it's pretty easy. You just sign in, hit the earn button, and you're good to go. So Kraken is really cool because I can put some crypto in here and actually stake it through Kraken instead of staking it myself. And if I were to stake it myself, I would actually have to hold it in the protocol or smart contract for 3 to 6 months. And by doing it through Kraken, you can actually withdraw it before that time. But with Ethereum, you actually have to keep it in there until the protocol releases it. And we don't know when that is, or at the time of making this video at least. So that's why I prefer to stake it through Kraken. If you actually were to stake it yourself, you would get more percentage because Kraken takes a cut for doing this. So let's look at some DeFi protocols. DeFi stands for decentralized finance, and that basically means there's no central authority, there is no bank, there's no company that's controlling or middlemaning your funds. So then what is this website? This is Compound, and Compound actually has a token as well built on Ethereum, and it is a decentralized lending and borrowing platform. It is a protocol to get interest on the crypto that you put in. So people put in crypto and then people are allowed to borrow crypto. And then let's go to Aave. As you can see here, it has better interest rates than, say, Nexo or Celsius for US citizens anyways. So if you would deposit DAI in here, which again is a stable coin, USD is a stable coin, then this is the interest rate that you would be getting. And this is important though. The past 30-day average is 10.8%. or 10.18, and this is 10.8, 13.4. So these are variable interest rates and they fluctuate. So it's really important to look at this average. And if you sort by the APY, you can see here that the Gemini dollar right now, for some reason, is getting 47%. But again, like I said, the average is important. So I'd rather put it in SUSD because that's the highest and most stable percentage yield that you can get. Next is Uniswap. So you can actually provide liquidity, which is different than a lending and borrowing platform. Liquidity is you have to put in 2 coins. So for example, on this first one is WBTC, which is wrapped BTC and ETH. And then you have USDC ETH, which can get you 28%, 39% over here, 24%. Let's see if we can sort by this. And look, there's some crazy interest rates you can be getting right now, but obviously putting it in these liquidity protocols is a little bit more dangerous. You could 1, get liquidated, and 2, there is something called impermanent loss that you have to worry about. Those are both beyond the scope of this video, so we'll just move on. Next is Alpha Homora. This is somewhere that you can actually do yield farming, which is like liquidity providing, but it actually finds the best yield options for you from different protocols. So it could go to Aave, Compound, Uniswap, and all these different protocols to find the best yield at the best time. As you can see, like on an Aave, that yield was 47.29%, right? But during the 30-day average, it was 11.88%. And what's good about these yield farming protocols is that they pool a bunch of the same coins together so that transaction fees on Ethereum aren't as costly for, a big pool of money. So basically in yield farming, they move around your funds from protocol to protocol, getting you the best interest rate. And that's how you can be getting like 43% here or 34% here. And on Alpha Homora, you can actually do leveraged yield farming. So basically whatever you put in there, you can actually multiply that by 2 or 2.5 to get even more yield. And that's how you're able to get these 93, 95% interest rates. So let's move on to MPH. MPH is interesting because it gives you a fixed APY rather than a variable interest rate. And with Celsius, for example, Celsius is actually a variable interest rate as well. At different times of the week, you can be getting different interest rates, but they try to keep that average. But MPH is one of the only DeFi protocols that is able to give you a fixed interest rate. And not only do you get a fixed interest rate, but you also get interest in MPH, the token. So you get 5.8 in DAI, and then you also get 29% in MPH, which is great because MPH has gone from $30 about a month and a half ago to now at $150, and it topped out close to $200 or maybe even over $200. Next up is Yearn Finance, and you have these vaults. Look at USDC right now, it's at 20%, and like I said, these are variable interest rates, so it might not always be 20%. But it's got some really good interest rates for everything else. 17% for DAI, which is one of the highest rates that I've seen for DAI. NY Curve, GUSD, blah, blah, blah. You also have your Yearn Earn. So here you can actually be getting more in DAI, 30.84%, 20% in USD. So again, these are DeFi protocols. Yearn Finance was one of the biggest things that came out because Andre Cronje just came out of nowhere. He's like the Elon Musk of crypto, even though Elon Musk is becoming the Elon Musk of crypto with all those Dogecoin memes. And then we go over to APY Finance. So I've been staking APY on here with the Uni V2 liquidity pool tokens. And over here, as you can see, it's earning 157%. I was earning 260% a couple days ago when things were going really crazy. So if there's more transactions happening with APY, then I'll be getting more interest from it. And if you look here on Ramp, you can see that Ramp is having a 223% if you stake it here. And then on Sushiswap, you can see that there's a whole bunch of different pairs. So these are the more risky ones because wrapped ETH to P-Wing, I don't even know what P-Wing is. It doesn't seem like there's a lot. There's like 217 ETH. And if you look at overall liquidity, that's the lowest, only $115,000 of liquidity. So that's pretty low. And that's why you can get percentages like this. So low liquidity means that there's a higher risk for you to get liquidated. If everyone pulls out at the same time and there's no more liquidity, then you'll never really get your tokens back unless people start putting more liquidity in there. So that's basically it for that video. As you can see, there's so many different ways to earn interest on so many different protocols. So you can go ahead and choose one that you like the most. With these DeFi protocols, you'll have to make a MetaMask. If you want me to go and make a video on that, then comment down below. And if you want a tutorial on any of these, comment down below. Please hit that like button to help out the channel. Subscribe if you're new to keep up with the hottest updates in crypto, and share this with anyone who you think should be earning some interest on their crypto. And thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.